Welcome to my new series. It's going to be a full sim franchise. Like, absolutely no playing on my part. I'm going to be watching all the games, except for this first season, because I personally like using my own players that I draft. So, normally I like to sim the very first season. But there's going to be a few rules in place. There's not going to be just willy-nilly extensions for all the best players. I chose Miami just because they have the lowest budget out of the entire league. So it's harder to actually give out extensions, especially in the first few years. But in order for a guy to qualify for an extension, they either need to make an all-star team, they need to obviously win an award. And so, like, if they win any awards, make an all-star team, I can add one free agent year onto the normal, just regular team control. But again, also, so for instance, no, it's in spring training currently. So if, say, someone wins an MVP and they also win the Silver Slugger and have an all-star selection, I can add up to 3 free agent years onto a contract. But again, that also depends on when I'm giving it to them. So obviously, the longer I wait, the harder it is for certain guys to get them. So for instance, I am not going to be giving him one currently. When, if this was a normal playthrough, I probably would go ahead and do this because it's very cheap and he's very good overall currently. And you could sign him early and easily for some easy money and have him signed long term. But he hasn't done anything yet. So, say he wins an All-Star or goes to the All-Star game, wins the Cy Young, then in the off season, I can offer him a contract that covers obviously his normal years plus 2 free agent years to make it more realistic. And then the same goes with everyone else. Also, trades, for instance, will not be. We're gonna dial those back. I'm only going to trade guys if, for one, the team I'm trading with can actually, if it makes sense, for one. If I'm being offered the trade from the other team, so if it's being offered by the other team, then yes, that's fine. Let's see here. Actually, probably could have found one lower. So I can go up to 92 or 93. Now, I would like to find another one, but highly unlikely I will. That way I wouldn't have to change him out around week 10. Okay, so that one's gonna have to do for now. But this first season will obviously be the only season where it's gonna be a fast sim. Starting year 2, we're actually gonna watch every single game. And we'll have multiple uploads, probably a week. I should be able to get through a season relatively quickly, as long as I'm doing 2 or 3 a day. And when I'm not working my normal job, I could probably get almost a week's worth of games done. So there will probably be multiple uploads every single day until, but I want to make this a ongoing series until the next game comes out. So, and then we'll do stolen bases because this team I think was built mostly around speed and pitching for the time being. But obviously their total revenue is extremely low, and they have a very high revenue sharing. There will be very little actual spending for the most part, seeing as they only have 4 players making over $1 million. But as I said, the first season will be a fast sim. Again, there will be, this one will mostly be consisting of the scouting, obviously, because that's not a good start for Stowers there. He's going to be done for 2 months. So, that means, let's see, we can probably end up bringing up Derek Hill here, just because he's the only other decent guy that they really have. But this team is absolutely devoid of just about every position. They have very little. And almost everyone on their team is a rookie this first season, so there's a solid chance we're going to have the Rookie of the Year, at the very least. So, which is a good thing. And we don't even have the number 1 pick going forward. I'm actually not sure what I want to do yet, so. So we start with the number 7 pick. I will probably end up scouting this one. Sometimes the rank 2 and 3 guys fall a little bit. Most of the pitchers will be scouted by the end. This one, and I'm pretty good at identifying generational talents. This one I don't think is going to be one, even though his stats are like right where they need to be. The 85 is a teller, because it's a little too high. And then this one has a very solid chance at being one. So he'll probably be the first one I scout. I'm almost positive he is, even though we don't really need a second baseman. But it's looking like he might be the only one currently. So we're going to start with him. And the good thing is he is 12, so there's a higher chance that he'll fall to us. And then, what other position might I want to do? I'll probably just go ahead and put it on right field for the time being, because I'll probably do that other guy next, even though I don't think he's going to be very good. And this one, always start with international, because they always tend to have the best prospects, 9 times out of 10. And then always discover pitchers as well, because you can find some very, very good prospects by discovering them. So that right there shows me he is not going to be generational, because his potential dropped more than just the 5 points. I will still finish him off, just because, but it's almost a guarantee he will not be what I'm looking for at that time. But I will still finish him off there. And we're actually starting off pretty good, 11 and 10. So yeah, this guy was not what I was expecting. With him being a non-ranked, that means he's probably the low end of that. So that is not going to be a good choice at all. So the next one I want to do is obviously that right fielder. He looked potentially like he might be one, which again, I don't think he's going to be just because of where the high end of his overall is. I have only seen a handful of guys even fall above an 82 overall. I actually did run into someone that was a 93 with 95 potential. It's a closing pitcher, but so this guy is also not generational. Because if he was generational, he would have only dropped to a 94 potential-wise. But he still could be a good pick. But it's highly unlikely. Okay, and now we're gonna start. We'll come back to them later. So we're gonna start Central. We'll do another week of both of those. Pulled groin. And as you see, again, not a great, much better than the other one, but not someone that you want to take at 7 overall. So I personally like always taking a position player with my first pick. Let's see. So his overall, like I said, is going to be too high to make him have a good chance at being a good selection. So it does not look like there's going to be any generational players in this draft from the looks of it. So I personally need to find someone that's right around where my pick is. So let's go ahead and do the shortstop since we do need a shortstop. We'll do both those shortstops actually. So we will do that. Because we need shortstop more than we need any more than we need a second baseman. So and this one will go to East. And then after we do East for 2 weeks, so this one, I kind of want to finish it out. Oh, we only found one pitcher. Probably far enough on that one, I could probably go to that one. Then, so this one could potentially be, the potential should be high. The overall probably is going to be in the 60s, most likely. This one we can start East. And then we will start looking, I would say probably infield is probably the more likely one that we need to look for in this one. Because we need 3 positions on the infield. But for sure we'll finish that one. Okay, now we're starting to... So this one would be a contender for that pick, for sure. Definitely looks like he's a defensive first shortstop. So obviously he's not going to be ready for the majors anytime soon, but he'll be a reasonable pickup. So now we can go ahead and go straight into this guy, because he could potentially be a nice pickup in the later rounds. And I'm just going to go through Central and East as well. Hopefully I get lucky and find a couple more. Because the ideal thing would be to take at least 3 position players. Okay, hopefully that one's not going to be worth scouting. So we'll do East one time. And then I still want to finish this one. Because again, he should be a decent late round selection at worst. Gonna keep him on there because he's still injured. Some junk. So this first episode will probably end at the end of the season. The next episode will start the off season, and then starting the 3rd episode, that'll start the next season. Again, we won't watch the spring training, but I will only be commentating probably like maybe 1 game a month until we get to a point where we're a better team. So that might be a couple months down the line. Unless I actually start getting some traction on it. So we'll end up seeing. So I'm still probably gonna take this guy. His the draft rank, so he's probably gonna be either a C or a low B. And then probably in the upper 40s would be my guess. We found 2 more infield prospects. Was hoping we would find another decent one, but we did not. So the only other thing to potentially do here, I would be more than okay with taking a third baseman. Let's look at this one. And then let's look at outfield one time, and then I'm gonna start doing a pitcher after that one. Probably gonna do the central. That way I can get a few more of those fully scouted. Okay, now we got too many people on the roster. 236, 299. It's not too bad. I would assume we're gonna have the Rookie of the Year. So this guy probably shouldn't be in the majors at only a 62. I am curious to see. Shohei is probably going to win the MVP. He tends to do so quite often. So unfortunately, we might not. We still got time, but... Do we? Oh, I must have added someone. Let's go with taking him off because he's a D prospect. No point in having him on there. Okay, he could be potentially really good. So we'll finish him out, and then let me see what the... I'll probably look to scout him afterwards. But now we're gonna go ahead and change out that scout. So we'll go to the 90s and look for efficiency. I would just say this one is probably the best choice. So that one will do central. Okay, so even though I would prefer not to take a pitcher at 7, this looks to be a very pitcher-heavy draft. So I might have to. But I normally take, on average, at least 3 starters, take a flyer on a reliever or 2. Yeah, we still got multiple weeks we gotta get done here. Okay, so he is actually a contender for... If he is there at 7, I might just go ahead and take him. Because if he's the high end of that, which would be preferred, he would be a good choice. Because I don't think he'll last until my second pick, so I would 100% take him if he is there. Then... Was it a right fielder? I think it was. Yeah, so this one. I am curious on that one. as the only thing I would hate about this one, he would be trade fooder normally because he should have high potential, but his overall is going to suffer quite bad. So now I gotta decide if I want to do any of these higher, if I want to do either of these two, just in case they fall. To be honest, I don't think he's going to make it to my pick. And I don't think he's gonna be very good. So I will do this one just because he might. There's a small chance. And then international pretty much done. If it is, I'll go to East. It looks like they are, for the most part. So I'm gonna switch that one to the East. Drake Baldwin got traded. The Braves already traded their starting catcher. I actually really like him, so personally I would have liked to trade it for him. But it looks like they got a pretty good haul back, minus Robbie Ray there. He's a little pricey for what he is. But the other two are pretty decent, pretty young. So that seems like a pretty good even deal. Okay, if he were to fall, I would definitely take him. I don't think he will. I'm pretty sure he's going to be one of the top 3 picks. But I wanted to make sure. Just in case. And this guy, I'm fairly positive is not going to be very good. But my ideal pick is him. If the center fielder isn't there, I'm going to take him. If he's there, obviously. And then I will take whatever the best pitcher is after. This guy would probably be a very good fielder, but he's not going to have the right matchup potential to overall. I'm also open to taking this one if the third baseman's gone. Actually thinking I should probably go an older guy so I can get the full scout. Let's see. That one's gonna be gone. You can look at this one too. Why not? Okay, that should be good. Let's go to the draft. So for instance, I'm being offered this. So I am actually open to this because I have multiple right fielders currently, even though he is the youngest of the 3. He's hitting 280. He's hitting 268. But the thing is, we actually do need a center fielder. And this guy is blocked on his current team. So this is a very realistic trade, if you ask me. And we have pretty much no prospects except for this guy. And he is going to be quite a while. So this is a very realistic trade, if you ask me. So this one is definitely doable. And it was offered to me. That I'll just let the computer do. But I wanted to get this as close as possible to a realistic sim. It looks like there's some decent looking ones here currently. I would only take him if he's there later. I highly doubt he will be. This one, again, it's only going to be if he's there later. I do not remember if there were any others. It's a third baseman, right? Yeah. So could have decent potential. But again, gonna be older, so... I would be okay with taking him later. Then, let's see. So when it comes to taking pictures, it's just gonna be pretty much who's available. Because 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna find a decent one. Ooh, that one looks nice. He could have really good potential. Preferably, I like lefties, but there's not always good lefties to be had. I just like putting all these on here just for the hell of it. So that's probably good. We can go ahead and get started. Again, I expect that center fielder to be gone. That was expected. That was unexpected. I'm still expecting him to be gone by my pick. But if he is not, then I'll have a decision to make. Do I want to take a gamble and leave him? Which he's still there. He is still there. He's going to give me the best shot at having an A potential and then being in the 70s. Meaning I could bring him up sooner rather than later. If he's the top end of that, he's going to be MLB ready right away. Or that one I'm not gonna do. So it's a toss-up between him, who I think, to be honest, I think I'd rather have him because I think he is the top half of this, and he's 3 years younger as well. Yeah, so now's the hard part. I think third base makes the most sense. 6'3", 232. He's 6'2", 195. Taking the younger guy, since this is going to be a rebuild, I think makes more sense. So, as much as I want that center fielder, I think that pick makes more sense currently. And he gives me the better shot at getting the high overall, high potential compared to the center fielder. And he's 3 years younger as well. So now I'm only going to wait for the first pick here at 39 because I don't want to skip ahead to that one. But I'll skip ahead to all the ones after that. But this episode will end at the end of the season. Should have enough time to get to there by the end of this. And then the second episode will be the first off season. And then third episode will be the start of the new season, which I'll probably start recording those tonight. Oh, I feel sorry for the Athletics. Yeah, and there's some really weird picks. Like, I'll tell you. Some of these picks don't make sense at all. He actually fell quite a ways. Damn, he actually fell all the way to 18. Depending on who is available at my pick. So there's still a couple nice looking prospects. He is probably going to have the best potential. Yeah, most of the decent ones left. Okay, I'll sim to it. Okay, so that was actually who I was thinking of taking. Although it's kind of early to take him, since it's only pick 39. Are all the position players gone? So I think it's definitely best to go ahead and go with the starting pitcher here. I'm thinking probably one of these mid-round guys. Change up. I do like the splitter. I think I'm gonna go with. I think I'm gonna go with this guy. Yeah, I don't like the two seam, so I think this one is probably the best choice. It's pretty much guaranteed to be a B, so decent velocity. Should be up in about 2 years. And we'll have another pick here in a minute. I actually think I'm going to take a closing pitcher too. Although not that one, because the injury ones always scare me. Obviously, I did not scout any of these guys, but you can almost always find a very good one. 9 times out of 10. Not an injury one. Try to avoid the injury ones. Oh, is that it? Then I guess I'm gonna have to go with this one. I think I'm fine with that, to be honest. Okay. So that other third baseman is gone now. I'm gonna go ahead and take this right fielder, because I think he's gonna have good potential. I'm actually open to taking that reliever too. Okay, he's still there, so I'm definitely gonna take him. Because we're far enough in. Those ones I could easily wait. Who else is available here? He might actually have pretty high overall. First baseman's still there. This is my last pick, so I might just take him. Let's see. He'll give me the best shot at having a high potential. To be honest, I'm open to that one. I think I'll probably do that one or this one. Or, oh well. That's fine. I can live with it. I'm happy with who I took, so. I think overall, I think we did pretty well. I should be able to sign all these pretty much right away. Yeah, I might be able to get all these in this first day. Almost. These other ones I'm just gonna leave on, because I kind of want to see. I would be surprised if we have anyone make an all-star team this year. So, I don't need to do him yet, but I want to wait and get some of them scouted before I go and do it, so just to give me an idea. Tyler Soderstrom, it's a pretty good return. Vaughn Grissom, former Brave. Hit decently with the Braves, but never with the Red Sox. Let's look at him now. He's still up around 98, so he might have high potential. And again, that's why I did it in the first place, so. Closing pitchers always tend to have that pretty often. I didn't look to see if I wanted to trade anyone. To be honest, I don't think I was going to. I didn't really have anyone besides maybe Otto Lopez. But currently it's better if we keep everyone. Maybe these two, because I don't think they're in the majors anyway. But for the time being, hopefully that third baseman is really good. We'll see how this, we got everyone signed, right? Yeah. That one's probably not gonna happen. It's okay, but yeah, not very good. Unless that's a B or higher. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Stowers is better than that, so. Okay, let's see what everybody was. So we did pretty good. First 5 picks were all blue. And these two, again, weren't terrible, so actually pretty reasonable. That was actually higher than I thought it was going to be. I took a lot of older guys, though, so. But he's still a B. So that's nice. And he did end up being an A, so I'm happy with that. Again, the 49 overall kind of sucks, but he actually was the top end of that, so that velocity, though, was terrible. I'm not a big fan of that. But these ones, he's almost MLB ready. Just fielding-wise, he's nowhere close. So he'll probably be at least 3 years off. Probably the same here. Definitely has a good shot of making it by the time he's 23. He will obviously probably be the first one. But overall, not a bad draft. They had the number 1 pick. It's not a terrible pitcher. Again, I'm fairly positive there were no generational talents. Okay, I do kind of regret not taking him now, but because he definitely would have been worth it. I'm pretty sure he was the center fielder that was 2. Pretty good catcher. Juan Salinas. It's a nice looking guy. There's a 97. It's a pretty good one. There's another 97. But he's more of a reliever than a starter. But as you can see, it does not look like there was a generational guy at all. But multiple, like, serviceable guys that had decent overalls. This was a nice one. But he's 22, obviously. So, by the time he makes the majors, he'll be like 25. 24 at the earliest. Unless he was in the 70s already. And then this is the last one before mine. So yeah, there were no generational guys. Again, I think the closest one was the first guy I did. But again, I think I did pretty well. I got 5 blues. 6 Bs total. And multiple position players instead of just one. So, let's go ahead and finish out the season. That'll end out this episode. I'm hoping we don't do too hot. That way we got better odds for the number 1 pick next year. That would be ideal. That's fine. I mean, we're pretty much at the... I guess it doesn't really matter. Why is he not on the 40-man? Let me just go to whoever. Why not? Okay. 67.95. Let's see where we finished. So the Nationals are going to have probably the best odds. And no, the Angels. We're tied with the White Sox. So we'll probably have about the same odds that we did this past year. So it looks like we have the 7th odds, give or take. Okay, let's see who wins the World Series here. I'm going to assume it's going to be the Dodgers. And that's going to finish out this first episode. It was the Yankees, actually. Dodgers lost to the Phillies. But that'll end this first episode. Next episode will be the off season of year number 1. And then the third episode will be the start of our simming every game. It'll be a straight GM mode from there on out. So this was the only year we were going to do a fast sim. So look forward to doing this until the next game comes out. So at least that is the ideal. I would like to do at least like 10, 15, maybe even 20 seasons just to see how things go. See if I stick to it or not. Maybe I'll get lucky and get some traction. We'll see. Start making clips out of some of those games too. So, but anyway, if you're still here, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.